Hey everybody, welcome back to Boxcar's Garage. Today is Saturday, and today is the day that I make my rounds around town at yard sales and look for deals on tools. And today I did especially well, so I thought I would do a review of the tool cache that I pulled up out of my local Populous and brought to my shop. Some I'll keep, some I'll sell, and anyway, so let's check it out. Okay, so first off, the biggest lesson that I would pass to kick this off is if you find yourself at a yard sale and you're rifling through some boxes and you got yourself, you know, a little pile started over here, you know, 5 or 10 items or whatever. It's a large box full of a lot of different stuff and whatever. If you can figure out what they would be willing to sell the entire box for, there's a good chance that as long as you know that you're looking at decent stuff, you can end up picking through that and picking out what you want, and you can flip the rest, and in the end you're probably either gonna A, get your stuff for free, or B, you might even make some money off of it. So don't get focused in the zone of a newbie yard seller in, okay, well, I know I need this right now and I need this and that and whatever, and you grab 5 things and it's $5 and you walk away and you're like, hey, I just, you know, scored. What would have really been the score is if you got all that for free plus some other stuff and made money. That's where you got to put your brain when you're buying stuff. So the point is, buying by bulk is a good thing sometimes, and so let your mind wander in that direction once in a while. You might be able to make some money. So talking about what I ended up with today, this ended up being, I had that small pile, and it dawned on me, why am I worrying about buying this little pile when I can just buy the whole box, save myself time, and get back to other yard sales that are going on? Because there's a fine line as to when the good stuff is around at the yard sales and when they're not. If it's not been bought up by 7 or 8 o'clock, then it's probably not worth a hoot anyway. So you got to move fast at these yard sales in order to make something happen, because everybody's out there like me looking for the good stuff. So if you want the good stuff, you got to move. You got to move, and you got to buy when you can buy. So kicking things off, ton o' hammers. Really the hammers are a mess. They're ball peen and a couple of carpenter hammers. Somebody decided it was a good idea to weld their initials on the hammer. I don't think they're all that old. You know, how do I know that? It's hard to say. There's some paint on this one. I don't think these are special hammers at all, and I may be surprised when I clean them up, but I doubt it. But there was one that I could tell was much older. It's a ball peen as well. I like it for some reason. The finish, the casting is at a higher level than the others. So I think that is a saver for some reason. I don't know why, but I think I'm going to save that one. And then I found a carpenter's hammer that was kind of interesting. It looked a little more detailed than the other ones. It's got the notch for the nail, which was, you know, kind of an old school trick kind of item to have on your hammer. And the head has been milled into like an octagon. So I think this was a higher end hammer back in the day, so I might think about saving that. I don't know. But so that's it for the hammers. And again, this was a $25 deal, so as I'm going through this, figure out how you think I did and comment down below what you think. So moving on to the world of pliers and wrenches, you see I've got these channel locks. Got a nice set of Craftsman with the rubber handles, kind of older, and then the old standard channel lock brand. A little dirty, but will clean up nicely. I don't see any significant damage or any significant abrasion in the handles themselves, which is good. And then a cheapy Husky set. All of them are working. Just I don't need really any of them, to be honest. Channel locks. Got an old P&G that needs to set in the old evapor rust to get cleaned up. It's a little 10-incher, 8-inch bar callow, Utica tools. It's like a little 8-inch, maybe a 6-incher SK. Works, moves well. 10-inch Craftsman, good shape, moves well. A little bit of rust to clean up, but that might be a keeper. 8-inch Craftsman, moves well, needs to be cleaned up, might be a keeper. And then my two oddballs are pretty neat. This one is that brand, that Utica again. And the neat thing about this small 4-inch, or yeah, let's say a 4-inch, maybe a 6-inch. I think I would call this, yeah, 4-inch or 6-inch, whatever, small. But it's got a guard that you click into place to keep your spool here from backing off when you're setting it down or whatever, because that happens, and you get off of your set point, and you're like, you got to fiddle with it and whatever. So I really like that. That's kind of neat. I've never seen that on a Crescent before, and it's got a knurled edge on it that allows you to engage and disengage it for adjustment. Very handy. I do like that a lot. I like when I find things that I'm not familiar with and that they've got a use. So that's definitely a keeper for me. And then this is just so odd, I'm going to have to keep it and put it in the box. This is a little small offset looking Crescent from Buffalo, New York, and I wish I could see the maker. Something Stone Manufacturing Company, Evestone, EVSTONE Manufacturing Company. I gotta look that one up. Really cool, real odd. I've seen these before, but I've never had one, and it's old, so it makes it better. So those are some more wrenches. I got these 5/8 and 3/4, 1/2 and 9/16. This is Craftsman ratcheting dog bone, I think that's a slang term for them. I don't know what they're actually called. I'll tell you though, I don't grab for these when I'm doing a project. I don't know why. I think these were probably handier than the pocket on a shirt when they first came out, but I don't know. I just don't grab. I don't grab for this when I need to take something apart. So I'll probably be selling those. I've got a soft spot for clamps, and actually this clamp is what got me looking into the box. It's an older one. You know, I'm just gonna guess like 50s or 60s or so. I don't know. There's no maker name on it at all. It probably was a cheaper clamp back in the day, but it's still pretty solid, pretty heavy duty. It's got a neat shape to it, and it's got the original paint on it. I just thought it was a cool clamp, and that I had to have it because I don't have enough clamps. Here is a small little C clamp, pretty heavy duty. It's a little bit. It doesn't set exactly square on itself when you tighten it up, so it's a little tweaked. But still do something with it. Screwdrivers. Let's talk about screwdrivers. Before we go through the pile of screwdrivers, I'm going to talk about really the ones that I found the most interesting. And so I was familiar with the Bell Telephone Company having particular tools that was had their name on it that the technicians used to take out back in the day in their kits, and but I never had any, but I got to looking at these screwdrivers, and the first thing that I thought was unique about these screwdrivers was the shoulder that is built into the screwdriver. That's a reinforced shoulder, which is a distinguishing, well, I can't say that one today, distinguishing landmark of quality, I think. And I got to looking at it harder because it was so different, and I saw Bell. I haven't fully inspected these. What does it say? Bell System. Bell System D, maybe? Anyway, I need to clean it up. So I deduced that this was from the telephone Bell service, and then this larger one having the same sort of design toward the handle. I thought, well, that's got to be one too, because they're matching. Their design is the same, and but this one doesn't say Bell. It says Wally, W-H-A-L-E, Wally, I think, made in the USA. Yeah. So I don't know. They look very much the same. It doesn't have Bell on it though. But let me see. PG&E. It's got PG&E stuck on it, stamped on it. So I don't know if they're both the same or not. But this definitely says Bell, and that is that's pretty cool. And I can buff up this handle and make it look like new again. I think that's a keeper. It's funny how some, doesn't matter how many screwdrivers you got, you always got that one or two that you go back to, and they're your go-to, and different things make them into that, I guess. But I like this one. This one might be a go-to one of these days for me. It's got some character. So I like that a lot. Here's my other mountain. Oh, wait, here we go. Let's talk about this real quick. One snap-on stubby showed up, which was really cool. Red. So that's always, I did my snap-on happy dance when this one popped up. So, and then I started filming, so you missed it. And before we roll into regular screwdrivers, this thing popped up. It looks like it's got a striker top. Originally it looks like a small little stubby screwdriver or a part of one that has been repurposed. But as I get to looking at the handle itself, it's been purposely milled a certain way, and it's got a point on it. It almost looks like a scribe tool, because if it was made to make the dimple before you do the drilling, I think the striker would be metal up here, and this is not. This is all plastic, and it's that it flows into this plastic handle. I think this is a scribe. So work with metal. A lot of times you'll scribe a line versus using pencil or a pen on a line, and it's from Japan. Pretty neat. This is a pocket size, and I think I can stick this in my pocket without hurting myself. I don't know. It's probably what I'll try to do. But so, mountain of screwdrivers, nothing fancy. There is some old school Stanley here, which the quality back for the old school Stanley was really good. And the heads all look really good. The working end all looks really good on these, even though the cosmetic neglect that exists need to be cleaned up a little bit, but the heads are good. So anyway, so I got a bunch of these, mostly flats, very few Phillips. This was a kind of a nice one. Let me see who makes this one. I don't know. Fuller maybe. Just a extra long, small, flat tip screwdriver with the insulator on it. Nice. That'll be a keeper for me. And but everything else here, as far as screwdrivers, were kind of ho-hum. But there's like 25 of them or so, and then I've got a partial set of Torx. These here are pretty much just junk, but they haven't been used, so they're potentially useful junk. These right here are Stanley, better quality, zero to little wear at all, so they're potential handy one of these days. So get these out of the way. Now I was able to make almost a set, Craftsman. Zero use on this Craftsman set, and 3 straight and 3 Phillips, progressive sizes. So that's a score. I got this Black Hawk torque wrench, 1/2 inch beam type. These aren't really all that accurate, but anyway, this is unused and older, and not a lick of rust on it. So anyway, somebody will need that. I don't. I've got some torque wrenches now. That was one of my videos. You ought to check it out. Pipe wrenches, small 10-inch, oddball little one, kind of primitive. Might be worthwhile to keep just because of that. It's just, I used to be a plumber back in the day, and I never reached for anything like this. But it's pretty cool nonetheless. Slip joint pliers, all of them are in good shape, no rust on them. I'll probably keep a set of these and then probably just sell the rest. Don't know the brand of that. This one is a True Fit. And these two are Exolite. These are some cutters, some, damn, I wish I knew the proper terminology for this right here, but handy. This is probably the handiest of all pliers that I have in my pocket at any one time. You can cut and crimp and bend and whatever. These are nice. Can't read the name. More cutters. Longer one. Lion tools. Another one, Bell system. Oh, hey, look, this is another telephone piece. Sweet. I just saw that. I have to remember that. I'll set that to the side. So, those needle nose. Here's the needle nose set from England. Here's a long needle nose, no name. Here's another one that's got a name on it, but I gotta clean it up to be able to read it. Looks like to be pretty nice quality. Yep. Small set, Exolite, not very old. This one has got a name, but they look relatively cheap. So a bunch of needle nose there. Straight edge, which I always need those because I lose them or I bend them or whatever. Square. This is an older one, but I've got to clean it up to see the name. Got a little rust on it, and a little flat bar, which is always handy. Yeah. Stapler and some staples. I don't think I had a stapler in the shop. Plumb bob, copper. Not used all that much these days, but I always like these plumb bobs. I've got a collection of them. I need to do something with them. Maybe put them in a frame and have them hanging at different heights. I don't know. But anyway, plumb bob. Old tape measure. 12-footer. You still read the numbers pretty good. It doesn't retract all that great. Needs to be cleaned up maybe, but I've always got a soft spot for old tapes. Oil can, Eagle oil can. Got a bunch of these. Probably don't really need this one, but I might keep it. Might put it by a drill that don't have one sitting by it right now or something. Open-end wrenches, partial set of Craftsman standard wrenches, a couple of oddball loaners. Never heard of a company called Paramount. They're from Korea. Forged alloy steel, Korea, Paramount. This one's got a cool name, Power Master. Power Masters come from Japan. Drop forged alloy steel Power Master. 3/4 inch, 7/8 inch. I don't know what this one is. Manufactured USA. That's all it says. And here's a neat little wrench popped up. Western Auto. 1/2 inch Western Auto. Drop forged steel, Taiwan. So Western Auto was getting stuff from Taiwan. Crap one. Whew. Crappy. These crappy ones are making me yawn. Paramount. Another Paramount. Alloy steel, Korea. And then chrome vanadium, a cheap one. This is, let's see, a couple more and I'll say alloy. SK Tools. SK Tools, very nice, but there's only like 2. There's that one, which is 3/4 combination, and this one is a 1/2 inch combination. SK. And these box ends I was interested in, offset box ends. They're nothing special though. High Test is the company that makes these. These two are High Test, 7/8 inch, 7/8, 13/16, and this is 11/16 and 5/8. This one is an oddball. Companion, 9/16 and 1/2 inch. This is kind of a neat one though. This is a real old school. This is a Williams Super Wrench. I would date this probably, let me see, a number 8727, 5/8 and 9/16. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a 1930s wrench. The Williams logo looks like an older font. And I've got a couple other Williams wrenches. I've never looked them up yet, but this is an old one for sure. But so those were pretty cool. What else we got here? Got old school oil well, stick it in the can, pour it out, oil spigot, oil spout for a can. Back in the day when they had real cans and you had to access that can by shoving one of these in it. Oil spout. This came from Kmart. 68 cents. Still got the tag on it, never been used, which is cool. I don't think I have one of these. Nope. I don't have one, I don't think. A bunch of locks. And the neat thing about these locks is that they do a far better job than I do in having the keys associated with their locks. I've got a lot of locks and I don't know where the keys are. Some cheapy Allen wrenches, missing a few here and there. A couple of cutters. I like this yellow one, pretty heavy duty. Works good. I like that. I don't know what it is about this one, but I don't really care for this one. It works, but just something about it. My wife might like it, or my daughter. I'm building them a toolbox of their own. That would be perfect. And electric cutter, electric whatever. I've got a lot of these. This is a pretty good quality one. I don't really need one. I'll probably sell it. This is a little cutter from Sweden. A little wire snipper thing from Sweden. Clean that up. That looks like it's going to be pretty nice. Little paint can opener. I don't know what you really call these, but these are just simply some offset screwdrivers. This one's pretty primitive. This one is a like a really early Phillips type one. There's no name on it. And then a little driver made in Taiwan, little driver handle. And that's about it. That is the tool haul. So $25, all this stuff. I'm gonna keep a batch of it for myself, and then I'm gonna sell some other stuff. I think pretty much a great overall good deal. So keep thinking about that, and when you go to these yard sales, just go big or go home. I'll see you later. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends.